Hello! I decided today I wasn't going to sit there and try to lecture you on stuff. Instead, I was going to just talk a little bit about my life right now and then follow up with The Hollow Men by t.s.Eliot, because I love that poem and I love reading it. I even had it memorized at one point in time. My life, how it's going. They put me off a week on chemo, so I start chemo again on Monday. It's an every other week. They bring me in for the afternoon, and then they hook up an infuser bottle and send me home for 2 days with that. And, excuse me, pause. I'm going to pause this while I go get the bird who screams when I'm on video, but not if he's behind me. Yes, it's going again. Alrighty. I have the TV set up as an extra monitor, and I've got the camera feed over there. So if I look over this way, it's because I'm looking at the camera. And behind me here is Mr. Grey Pants, Samuel T. Rex Grey Pants III. His middle name is Tyrannosaurus Rex because of how well he bites. So yeah, they send me home with an infuser bottle, and then I come back on a Wednesday, and they take the bottle back off, and they flush the port, which is this little UFO-looking thingy about the size of a dime that they implanted in my arm. Under the skin. It's got a little tube that runs up the vein and to my heart so that they can put the medicine where they want it. And I guess my blood counts were off. Neutrophils and platelets were low. So they expressed concern, blood tested me extra, and then come Monday said, nope, we're not going to do chemo. We'll do it next week. Go home and rest. And what I've been doing is going home and overeating. I've already gained 10 pounds. So I'm going to have to get a little more serious with myself. Of course, the first thing you do when you realize you got to go on a diet is you eat everything in the house that's not part of your diet. So I had an extra piece of pie today. But for the most part, the rest of my non-diet food is gone. There's some marshmallows to tide me over while I get off the sugar. Sugar addiction's kind of rough, and I mean, yesterday I was having cotton candy. I've kept a cotton candy machine around. So, I mean, mostly sugar has to be imported from outside in the form of some kind of food in order to eat sugar. Otherwise, I have to use some alternate sweeteners. But it's been, I don't know, my craving for sugars and fat has been just insane lately. So it'll be interesting to resist. I'm not really good at it. I find this really helps. If I use the vapor with its sweet flavor, it seems to help reduce my cravings. It's almost like a food replacer, which is kind of weird. The nicotine in this is incredibly low. Even though it's as low as they make it, it can still give me a bit of a nicotine rush. So I know that the nicotine is affecting me, but calms me down, in these small quantities, and just nicotine without all that stuff in the smoke. I really don't believe there's any health concerns. And I certainly don't seem to be addicted because I don't think of it on my own. I think of it in relation to needing it for anxiety or needing it for to help me fast. So, yeah, it's like minus 30 out there. I think it was minus 28 this morning when we got up or something, or minus 32. I could go look at the thermometer, but who really cares? I'm worried about all the plants out there because there's no snow cover, nothing to protect them from this deep, deep cold. That's why we don't have fleas here in Saskatchewan. If you find a flea that came in on somebody from somewhere else warmer, whoever had the latest road trip brought fleas back, and they won't make it through the winter. Cockroaches don't make it through the winter, so we've got very low incidence of cockroach. You basically have to be infested by somebody who already has cockroaches and has been carrying them around. Whereas in Vancouver, you spray the building, the cockroaches all just sort of wait around on the sidewalk and then head back in. Out here, they die when they leave the building. So, and they can't really survive in the outer shell of the building either. They have to be in where you're going to notice them. So, very low incidence of household pests. The worst you're going to get is mice. You don't get heartworm because the mosquitoes that carry it can't survive in this cold. You don't get, most parasites are killed, like hookworm and roundworm, if they're sitting on the ground at 30 below. They just don't make it. I think 25 below is kind of a cutoff. So for me, my car wouldn't start yesterday. I wanted to go to the gym, and I just finally I wouldn't start. It was minus 22, the car won't run. I don't want to get the van out of the backyard and have to deal with the gate. There was just a whole bunch of stupid reasons why I said to myself, you know, heck with it, I'm staying home. I broke out the whiskey. No, I waited till evening, and then I broke out Bailey's, actually. And I don't know, does it count as drinking a lot if you, I mean, for me, splurging is 3 ounces, maybe 4, you know, over the course of an evening. Yeah, it's quite a bit, but, I mean, usually a bottle of booze will last me nearly a year, so, overall, I'm feeling comfortable with the amount that I drink, even if I'm drinking alone. What else is going on? Not a hell of a lot. We've got enough money in, we paid all the bills up, so we've got peace of mind until January when the bills start coming in again. We're probably going to buy a new 3D printer for Christmas. There's one that's, I think it's $250, maybe $300 by the time you've paid for all of the incidental fees and costs. And it looks like a really nice one. It's the ANET A8 at GearBest. And I think it's what we need. It looks really fun, and I love putting stuff together. I love putting together puzzles, and that's exactly what it's going to be like, although I don't know how much putting together I'm going to get to do, because the hubby always feels like he's better equipped for such things. Yeah, he's a chauvinist. He doesn't know he's a chauvinist. It's so unconscious and casual, the way that he acts like having a penis is an extra pile of brain cells, you know, because there's a brain in the penis, therefore you're smarter, or something. And you could show him the science, but he thinks scientists are all liars, so we don't bother. No, just kind of... Yeah, so I don't know which one of us is going to put the printer together. Which one of us would do a better job? Naturally, I think I would. But I also think that the job that he does will eventually be just as good as the job that I would do, which is take a little longer and have a few more errors and redos. And that's from experience, because he tends to need to take things back apart, figure out what he did wrong, and I don't. But of course, he does better because he's a man. I've continued to think about the bus I want to do. I want to go live in a bus, and I've been saving money, stashing, and I think I have enough to buy a bus. And the worst thing I'm thinking of right now is, how am I going to unload all the extra stuff? I don't want to just give it all to Value Village, because, you know, we need money. So I've been thinking about that a lot, about having to deal with people and yard saling things a little bit at a time. Whoops, sorry, Sam. I'm going to read you that poem now, because we're at 8 minutes, and I don't know how long a poem takes to read. It's a long one, and it's probably more fun. And heck, I wish I was a video editor of such skill that I could put together for you a really cool video to go along with it, with lots of snippets and pictures. But I don't have good software, and I don't have the strong PC needed. So even if I had the I think otherwise I'd have the patience and be able to figure it out. But I'm telling you, Windows Movie Maker is crashy stuff, and the Surface Pro 3 does not have the brain power to hang on to a lot of files. The snippets that I have had to put together, what I did was I filmed them on my phone, uploaded them as individual videos to YouTube, and then just laid them together on the YouTube's video edit feature from the YouTube library, and then delete the old ones and present the finished video. And even that is glitchy, and sometimes requires redoing of things. Alright, now this is a poem called The Hollow Men by a gentleman called T.S. Eliot. But don't know what the T and the S stand for. Most likely, oh yeah, there it is, Thomas Stearns Eliot. He was born in September 26, 1888 in St. Louis, Missouri. So he was the son of a blue-collar tradesman and a bricklayer, and he just had this talent for putting words together. The Hollow Men. Mr. Kurtz, he dead. Penny for the old guy. We are the hollow men. We are the stuffed men, leaning together, headpiece filled with straw. Alas, our dried voices when we whisper together are quiet and meaningless as wind and dry grass, or rat's feet over broken glass in our dry cellar. Shape without form, shade without color, paralyzed force, gesture. Those who have crossed with direct eyes to death's other kingdom remember us, if at all, not as lost violent souls, but only as the hollow men, the stuffed men. 2. Eyes I dare not meet in dreams in death's dream kingdom, these do not appear. There, the eyes are sunlight on broken column. There is a tree swinging, and voices are in the wind singing, more distant and more solemn than a fading star. Let me be no nearer in death's dream kingdom. Let me also wear such deliberate disguises, rat's coat, crow skin, cross staves in a field behaving as the wind behaves. No nearer, not that final meeting in the twilight kingdom. 3. This is the dead land. This is the cactus land. Here the stone images are raised. Here they receive the supplication of a dead man's hand under the twinkle of a fading star. Is it like this in death's other kingdom, waking alone at the hour when we are trembling with tenderness? Lips that would kiss form prayers to broken stone. 4. The eyes are not here. There are no eyes here. In this valley of dying stars, in this hollow valley, this broken jaw of our lost kingdoms, in this last of meeting places we grope together and avoid speech, gathered on this beach of the tumid river, sightless, unless the eyes reappear as the perpetual star, multifoliate rose of death's twilight kingdom, the hope only of empty men. 5. Here we go round the prickly pear, prickly pear, prickly pear. Here we go round the prickly pear at 5 o'clock in the morning. Between the idea and the reality, between the motion and the act, falls the shadow, for thine is the kingdom. Between the conception and the creation, between the emotion and the response, falls the shadow. Life is very long. Between the desire and the spasm, between the potency and the existence, between the essence and the descent, falls the shadow. For thine is the kingdom, for thine is... Life is, for thine is the... This is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends. This is the way the world ends. Not with a bang, but a whimper. And that's 13 minutes past. Isn't that just the most awesome poem? I ought to read you the cremation of Sam McGee, but I'm going to put that in a different video. And I'm going to keep this one short. Say goodbye. Bye, Sam.